In a tale that intertwines power, mystery, and iniquity, the story of Jeffrey Epstein remains one of the most perplexing and disturbing crime sagas of the 21st century. This is Jeffrey Epstein, a crime story. Once a high-flying financier rubbing shoulders with the world's elite, Epstein's fall from grace shook the foundations of power corridors from Wall Street to Washington, D.C., and beyond. Jeffrey Epstein's story is not just about the crimes he was accused of, but it's also a narrative about influence, the abuse of power, and a judicial system grappling with holding the wealthy and connected accountable. From his meteoric rise in the realms of finance and society to the shocking criminal allegations that led to his eventual arrest, this story unravels layers of intrigue, secrecy, and scandal. Join us as we delve deep into Epstein's life, the extensive network he built, the lives he impacted, and the legacy of questions left in the wake of his controversial death. Jeffrey Edward Epstein, born on January 20, 1953 in Brooklyn, New York City, was the son of Jewish parents, Pauline Paula Stolovsky and Seymour George Epstein. Jeffrey, the elder of two brothers, spent his childhood with his sibling Mark in Seagate, a working-class gated community in Coney Island, Brooklyn. Jeffrey was affectionately called Bear by his parents, while Mark was nicknamed Puggy. The Epstein family was remembered by neighbors as exceptionally gentle. Epstein's education began in local public schools, starting with Public School 188, followed by Mark Twain Junior High School. He was known to earn money by tutoring his peers. Known among acquaintances as sweet and generous, but also quiet and nerdy, he was nicknamed Epi. He completed his high school education at Lafayette High School in 1969 at 16 years old, having skipped 2 grades. That same year, he began advanced math classes at Cooper Union, but transferred in 1971 to the Courant Institute of Mathematical Sciences at New York University. He studied mathematical physiology but left in June 1974 without a degree. Jeffrey Epstein's career in business was marked by his progression into the world of finance and his establishment as a financial manager for wealthy clients, although it was often shrouded in secrecy and controversy. Epstein's career began in an unconventional manner when he started working as a teacher at the elite Dalton School in Manhattan. Despite lacking a college degree, he taught mathematics and physics from the mid to late 1970s. His tenure at Dalton was short-lived but significant, as it introduced him to important contacts. Epstein transitioned from teaching to the world of finance. Around 1976, he joined the investment bank Bear Stearns. Despite his non-traditional background, he quickly climbed the ranks due to his aptitude for mathematics and finance, eventually becoming a limited partner. Epstein left Bear Stearns under unclear circumstances in 1981 and founded his own financial consulting firm, Intercontinental Assets Group Inc., IAG. Through IAG, he worked as a financial consultant, and it's believed that he helped clients with recovering stolen money, amongst other services. In 1982, Epstein established J. Epstein and Company, a management firm handling the assets of clients with a net worth of more than $1 billion. One of his earliest and most notable clients was Leslie Wexner, the founder of L Brands and Victoria's Secret. Epstein's firm was known for its exclusivity and secrecy. It was reportedly tailored to the ultra-rich and offered services beyond traditional asset management, which included estate planning and philanthropic advice. The firm later changed its name to the Financial Trust Company and was based in the U.S. Virgin Islands for tax advantages. Alongside his financial career, Epstein was also known for his philanthropic efforts and a vast network of influential contacts. He established the Jeffrey Epstein VI Foundation, which funded various scientific and educational projects. Epstein's connections extended into social, scientific, and political circles, allowing him to build relationships with prominent figures. Despite his success, Epstein's career was mired in legal controversies and criminal allegations. His financial dealings were often opaque, and he faced various accusations, including tax evasion and fraudulent financial activities, which contributed to his enigmatic reputation. Throughout his career, Epstein maintained a highly secretive and exclusive approach to his financial dealings, and many aspects of his business operations remain unclear. His career trajectory was unusual, not just for the lack of formal qualifications typically required in finance, but also for the high-profile connections he established, which later became a central element in the controversies surrounding him. The controversy surrounding Jeffrey Epstein regarding sex trafficking stems from numerous allegations, legal actions, and his high-profile connections. Here are the key reasons for the controversy. The controversy began to gain public attention in the mid-2000s when Epstein faced allegations of sexual misconduct with underage girls. In 2008, he pleaded guilty to state charges of procuring a minor for prostitution and soliciting a prostitute in Florida. He received a controversially lenient plea deal, serving a 13-month sentence with work release privileges, which many criticized as grossly inadequate given the severity of the allegations. In-depth investigative reporting, most notably by the Miami Herald in 2018, brought renewed attention to Epstein's case. These reports highlighted the extent of Epstein's alleged crimes and the number of potential victims, suggesting a larger network of sex trafficking. Epstein's connections with influential figures in politics, business, and entertainment added to the controversy. His relationships with prominent individuals, including politicians, academics, and celebrities, led to widespread speculation and scrutiny about who else might have been involved or aware of his activities. The downfall of Jeffrey Epstein, a once high-profile financier, is a complex and disturbing saga marked by criminal allegations, legal battles, and his eventual arrest. Epstein's arrest in July 2019 on federal charges marked a significant turning point. He was charged with sex trafficking of minors and conspiracy to engage in sex trafficking, covering alleged offenses spanning from 2002 to 2005. These charges related to alleged abuses in New York and Florida from at least 2002 to 2005. His arrest marked a critical turning point, indicating a renewed effort by law enforcement to hold him accountable. Epstein was arrested on July 6, 2019, at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey. He was apprehended immediately upon returning to the United States from Paris on his private jet. The arrest was based on federal charges, notably for sex trafficking of minors and conspiracy to engage in sex trafficking. These charges were brought by the Southern District of New York and stemmed from alleged offenses between 2002 and 2005. The indictment accused Epstein of creating a network through which he sexually exploited and abused dozens of underage girls at his homes in Manhattan, New York, and Palm Beach, Florida. It alleged that Epstein paid these girls for massages and then molested or sexually abused them. According to the indictment, Epstein's operation was a well-organized scheme in which victims were recruited and paid to recruit other young girls, creating a vast network of underage victims. Concurrent with Epstein's arrest, federal agents executed a search warrant at his Manhattan townhouse. This search reportedly yielded a trove of evidence, including hundreds, if not thousands, of graphic photographs of young women and girls. Epstein pleaded not guilty to the charges. He sought bail, offering a substantial bond and house arrest, but this request was denied due to concerns about the risk of flight and the potential danger to the community. Epstein's arrest immediately garnered intense media attention, partly due to his previous conviction and controversial plea deal in 2008, and also because of his connections to prominent figures in politics, business, and society. Following his arrest, Epstein's case was set for trial, and it promised to be a major legal battle involving witness testimonies and further scrutiny of Epstein's network. Epstein was found dead in his cell on August 10, 2019 at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, MCC, in New York City. At the time of his death, he was awaiting trial on federal charges of sex trafficking minors. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office ruled Epstein's death a suicide by hanging. Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell during the early morning hours and was later pronounced dead at a hospital. Epstein's death followed a reported previous suicide attempt in late July, after which he was placed on suicide watch. However, reports indicate that he was taken off suicide watch at the end of July, about a week before his death. The circumstances of Epstein's death sparked significant controversy and speculation. Questions were raised about the conditions of his detention, including why he was not on suicide watch at the time of his death and how such an incident could occur in a high-security federal facility. Epstein's death led to multiple investigations into the MCC and its procedures. The two guards responsible for monitoring Epstein were later accused of falsifying records and failing to perform checks on him on the night of his death, contributing to the controversy and fueling conspiracy theories. Epstein's death effectively ended the criminal case against him. but it did not halt investigations into his activities or potential co-conspirators. Given Epstein's connections to high-profile individuals and the nature of the charges against him, his death became a subject of widespread public interest and speculation. Various conspiracy theories emerged, fueled by the unusual circumstances and perceived irregularities at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, New York City. In summary, Jeffrey Epstein's death was officially ruled a suicide, but the circumstances surrounding it, including the management of his detention and previous suicide attempt, have led to significant controversy, investigations, and ongoing public speculation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and leave a comment below.